The first breach. It wasn't a bomb. It wasn't an invasion. The end of Hawkins started with a mistake. A door left open between our world and something else, something wrong. In Stranger Things, the Upside Down doesn't explode into reality. It leaks. Quiet at first. A flicker in the lights. A chill in the air. Then the lab goes dark, and the first victim disappears. Not killed, not consumed, just taken. The scientists at Hawkins Lab thought they were probing the edge of the mind. Instead, they tore through it. The breach they opened wasn't just physical, it was emotional, psychic, alive. And on the other side, a mirror image of our world, frozen in time, but rotting at the roots. The Upside Down doesn't hunt like a monster. It waits like a disease, spreading in silence until it's too late to stop it. The truth is, the lab didn't let the threat in. It invited it. And once the gate opened, the Upside Down didn't need to storm through. It just needed to watch us fall, one flickering light at a time. The hive mind. At first, you think you're being hunted. You hear something in the woods. You feel something behind you. You run. But in Stranger Things, running is the first mistake. Because the Upside Down doesn't chase you. It collects you. Every vine, every spore, every shadow clinging to a wall is part of one massive sentient organism. The Demogorgons aren't random predators. The Mind Flayer isn't a rogue villain. They're all extensions, limbs of a central intelligence that thinks in silence and acts without speaking. You're not being followed. You're being sensed. The moment you make contact, breathe the spores, bleed into the soil, get marked by the vines, you stop being you. Your body might still move, your mouth might still speak, but your will, it's already gone. Will Byers wasn't just possessed. He was tuned like an antenna, every nerve rewired to feel what the hive mind felt. To hurt when it hurt. To spy without knowing. Billy wasn't corrupted out of hatred. He was overwritten. And the others who fell into the network didn't scream because they were dying. They screamed because they could feel every other voice trapped inside them. The hive mind doesn't need to kill you to win. It just needs to pull you in, so that when it strikes again, you'll help. Vecna's curse. You don't see him coming. You feel him long before that. A memory, a voice, a moment from your past that never stopped hurting. In Stranger Things, Vecna doesn't stalk you through the woods. He watches from inside your own pain. Every crack in your mind is an open door, and all he has to do is wait. His victims all have something in common. Not weakness, not failure, wounds, deep, unresolved emotional damage. Chrissy, Fred, Patrick, Maximum. All of them were already slipping when Vecna found them. He doesn't break down your door. He whispers through the ones you left unlocked. The attack doesn't start with violence. It starts with guilt, hallucinations, headaches, clocks that echo where they shouldn't. Then your body lifts into the air, your eyes go white, and your bones begin to snap. It's brutal, it's personal, and it's deliberate. Vecna doesn't just want you dead. He wants your death to mean something. Pain is not the side effect. It is the method. Because every kill strengthens the hive mind. Every broken soul deepens the Upside Down. He isn't consuming Hawkins for power. He's building a world in his image, one scar at a time. You don't escape Vecna by hiding. You survive by confronting the one thing you've been avoiding, yourself. The spreading rot. The gates used to be hidden, a crack in a lab, a tear in the fabric of reality. Something you could close if you were fast enough, but not anymore. In Hawkins, the Upside Down doesn't just visit, it rises. The roads split open, the earth bleeds, and the air turns cold. The vines aren't creeping anymore, they're claiming, spreading through buildings, wrapping around homes, filling every quiet space with noise that shouldn't exist. This isn't an invasion, it's a merger. The world isn't being attacked, it's being overwritten. You can see it in the sky, you can feel it in the trees. And the terrifying part is not how fast it spreads, it's how perfectly it replaces everything. Hawkins is no longer fighting a monster, it's being rewritten from the inside out. A mirror world, frozen in 1983, filled with ash and rot and decay, is bleeding into the present. And the more gates that open, the harder it is to tell which world is real. That's why closing a gate doesn't end it. It only delays the inevitable. The Upside Down doesn't need to break through every door. It just needs one of them to stay open long enough. And once that happens, the change is permanent. The invasion isn't coming. You're already living in it. You just haven't realized which side of the mirror you're standing on. No way back. You escape the Demogorgon. You close the gate. You wake up in your own bed. But something is wrong. The lights flicker. The static won't stop. You feel it in your chest. That weight, that pull, like gravity has changed and no one else notices. In Stranger Things, leaving the Upside Down doesn't mean you're safe. It means you're infected. Will Byers came back. But he didn't come back alone. For days he coughed up black sludge. He drew patterns he couldn't explain. He screamed without knowing why. Because the Upside Down had left its mark. Not physically, psychically. The way a scar isn't just tissue, it's memory. Billy too was taken and returned, only to become a vessel for something else. And Max, her body survived Vecna's curse, but her mind was shattered, empty, silent, like something finished what it came to do, and left just enough behind to remind you. You don't walk out of the Upside Down and go back to normal. That place remembers you. It rewrites you. And even if you win the fight, even if you close the gate and kill the monster and save the town, it never really ends. Because what's broken stays broken. And the Upside Down doesn't need to drag you back in. It just needs you to never forget what you saw there. The final gate. They call it a gate, a tear in space, a scientific anomaly. But that's not what it feels like. Not to the people it takes. In Stranger Things, you don't fall into the Upside Down. You sink. One moment you're standing in your living room. Then the lights dim. The air goes still. And the walls around you dissolve into rot. It doesn't always need a lab or a portal. Sometimes the gate opens inside you. When the grief hits. When the trauma cracks something deep. That's when it reaches through. Because the Upside Down doesn't look for weakness. It waits for pain, for the silence after a scream, for the pause before you break. That's the real gate. And once it's open, it doesn't close. You can run. You can fight. You can even survive. But the truth is, the Upside Down doesn't invade the world. It reveals it. The rot, the shadows, the things you buried long ago, they were always there. You just stopped looking. The final gate isn't under Hawkins. It's under everything. And one day, when the noise fades and the lights flicker, you'll hear it open, right beneath your feet.